Have I finished fixing up the last car yet? No, I haven't. But he's close. So we have moved all the shelves around in preparation for our new friend, which is a 1971 Fiat 500L that we bought on the opposite side of the country that we're going to attempt to drive like 4,000 miles home via Florida. It's going to be ridiculous. Hope you're wet, ready for the ride.
So, Robert is prepping the Touareg because we are driving our what year?
1971.
Fiat from Pennsylvania down to Florida, hopefully, to Indiana, and then back to Utah. So he's prepping our Touareg to put in stuff.
Wrong.
Oh no. So we're prepping it so that we can put in the bed so he can just drive and sleep when he needs. Say that one more time.
Just in case.
Yeah, so just in case. So he'll buy a plane ticket to Utah from wherever we are and then drive all the way to wherever we are with a trailer. But he'll have a bed in the back. Set now?
Yes. Tow hitch. Bed.
Woo!
Hopefully we don't need to use any of this.
Hopefully. We're getting ready to bring Clementine home. She has a nice spot right there. I'm gonna brush out the garage, sweep, and then put Mr. Miat back here.
We haven't videoed very much, but after a pretty crappy Frontier experience, we are now in DC in our glorious blue Ford Edge. We have a long drive to York. Our layover was weird because we didn't get off the plane, but we were also on it for a really long time, and at one point I got off the plane and ran to Quiznos. But we got to stop at Walmart, and we got about a 2.5-hour drive to York, Pennsylvania.
Wait for 3/4 of a mile.
So we're in Virginia right now, but look, there's the
Washington Monument.
You
And
can't see it anymore, but
we're on the George Washington Memorial Parkway, which is technically a national park. Very exciting stuff. Little building over there. See it poking up?
Yeah, the Capitol building, and then there's the George Washington Memorial.
The Washington Monument. Good
Oh,
job.
there.
Close enough.
No, but what is this?
Use
That
the
we're
right
on the
lane
road.
to
we're
take
on the George
I-95
Washington
northbound
Memorial
to
Parkway.
Washington.
That's what it is. Hey, I'm in Virginia/Washington. Woo! Hello. Good morning. Explain.
We're in York, Pennsylvania right now. We're on our way to Lancaster, Pennsylvania to go pick up our brand new car. But we're stopping by Walmart first because who doesn't love a good trip to Walmart in the morning?
Robert doesn't. Robert doesn't like shopping.
10 minutes into the day and we turned it into a food vlog. There he is.
We're in our new car.
Foot's on the floor. Left the Walmart and we got the whole thing all loaded up. We figured we'd do it here because we had a nice space. Yeah, crazy. The frunk is also completely filled with tools and parts. But yeah, next stop is the AutoZone, so we can do a quick little oil change on this guy and then off to DC. Oil change, mechanic. It's already almost empty. It's such an easy oil change. It has a centrifugal oil filter, so you have to take it all apart and clean it. We're not doing that today. We're just draining and filling. After way more traffic than we expected, way more traffic right now, we made it back to our hotel, got ready as fast as possible. It was a disaster. And now we're going to my good friend Theo's wedding. Problem is that his wedding starts at 5 and it's 5:15 and there's traffic. And sorry, Theo. Hope you plan on your wedding starting late so that way we could just happily show up and nobody will be the wiser.
That's the case. We're sorry. So sorry.
We tried so hard. So Theo's wedding was fun. We're dropping the rental car off now and I'm waiting to pick up Chell and I really have to pee, which is annoying because we're kind of far away from the hotel. It's the next morning. That's supposed to be one parallel parking spot. We're We were zonked last night. We're just grabbing Panera for breakfast because it's fast, and then we're going downtown to DC. It's gonna be fun. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear me, but it's noisy in here, but this thing cruises at like 60 miles per hour on flat ground pretty easily. We're doing about 55 right now, going up a slight hill. But like, you know, I'm behind this guy, like slowing down for him, not the other way around. We're on the interstate. I don't think that's gonna last long, because once we get outside of DC where the speed limits are above 55 miles per hour, we're not gonna be driving on the interstate anymore, because that'd be scary. But here where it's 55 and we can just chill, it's not so bad.
We are finding a place to park.
Trying, but it seems like it's like valet parking only, but there's no valet. So we're kind of confused on where we're actually supposed to park. So we're just driving around aimlessly in the parking garage. I'm gonna go park by the elevator and hope that that's okay. I don't know.
Yep.
We prepaid for this parking garage, so it's super confusing, and I'm committed to actually parking here.
Yeah. Wish us luck.
We're mildly unsure of our parking spot, but we're pretty sure that we took up a quarter of it, so we can get 4 more Fiats in there if anybody wants to join. You know, I'll buy. But we're off on our little adventure for the day. Squeaky shoes and all. I couldn't tell you why, but we're like the only people out here, and it's kind of great. So our first stop is the Jefferson Memorial.
You have arrived.
Shell tried to run through the video, but I wasn't taking a video. I was taking a picture. Dramatic reenactment. Wow. I don't know why everybody touches his finger, but I feel like I gotta join the club. Boop. Thanks, guy. Apparently Roosevelt's wheelchair was basically just a kitchen chair with some wheels on it. My little fragile back could not ever handle that. The Korean War Memorial. It's the Lincoln Memorial. Wow. Thank you, Chell, for the sound effects. The Vietnam War Memorial. The Constitution Gardens to the World War II Memorial. Look, it's the Washington Monument. How tall? Look, now you gotta turn your head sideways. We found our way into the National Archives. That's the Naval National Monument or Memorial. I can't remember over there, but for some reason, there's just Corvettes everywhere. And we brought the Fiat. What are we doing? Somehow we got tickets at the last minute.
Wait.
This happened to be on the 159th anniversary today. It's the National Portrait Gallery. Wow. And our last stop for our little national mall tour is the Dwight D. Eisenhower National Memorial. We saw lots of things on that map today. It was a good time. Lots of national parks, because each one of these more or less is considered its own national park. Yeah, we gotta make a few little stops after this, and we go get some dinner, and we're gonna make some plans for tomorrow. All right, Jill, let's hear about your parking experience.
This is a maze, and it's ridiculous.
And there's 2 garages, and they don't talk to each other somehow, and it's a whole mess.
The signing is not great.
Yes.
Like, it's not, there's nowhere that tells you which is which. It's like not laid out well at all.
But he's still there, and we should be able to leave. The REI has an old Volkswagen Square back inside of it. Also, Chell forgot her shoes at home, so we're getting shoes for Chell. That's cool. The plan was to go to Costco to get snacks for our next stop, but it's Sunday and all the Costco's close early, so we messed that up a little bit. We went to Walmart, got all of our stuff. We were going to get some barbecue chicken. Look at this thing out in the parking lot. Some Japanese, basically Civic wagon, if I'm understanding what I'm looking at. Maybe an Accord wagon. But right-hand drive, super cool. It's got the marker light. That's what gave it away for us. Chell couldn't eat the dumplings because they had pork in them, but we got chicken, and fries.
We're in the national park.
Yep, Shenandoah National Park, that is.
Shenandoah.
It's nearly 11:20. We're on our way to our campground. We still got a little ways to go.
Yep.
We're getting there. Lots of deer tonight. Very scary.
Tons and tons of deer. Robert's a really good driver, though.
Yeah, I tried. And little guys can.
Yeah. So what we're saying is we've been struggling to go up hills, but it's good going. It does what it needs to.
Yep. Maybe not so fast, but we're getting there. So, oh Jesus, okay.
There's deer
There is a lot of deer on this road.
everywhere.
Yeah, that one was the most chaotic deer encounter we've had so far. But we also had a car issue. The airbox lid was missing a little clamp whenever we got in the car, and now it's missing 2 out of the 3 clamps. And yeah, so it kept rattling around like horrifically loudly. So we hopped out really quick and kind of rigged something up as a temporary solution. But we're slowly making our way to the campground. The hills are slow, but we're getting there. We'll be there soon, hopefully.
I fell asleep. But I was there for all the fun parts.
We're 5 minutes out. We only added 20 minutes to the ETA, and that's with stopping to fix the airbox.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I'll take it. Oh, good morning, Chell. Oh, wow, what a view from the tent. He's so small compared to everybody else. Good morning, everybody. Our first of many hikes today is the Dark Hollow Falls Trailhead. A little short guy, 1.4 miles round trip, so we're just bringing the water bottle. Should be fun. The end of the trail turned out to be a road, which is interesting. On a little bridge, there's an overlook, there's a Chell. Starting our next hike. So we came from down there, right? And we're coming along, and I see the bridge, and it turns out this trail, so that trail we did like an out and back up and down the mountain, right? This one, we're doing a loop trail, and it just happens to have this tiniest little bit of overlap. It's the funniest thing. We could have combined the two into one, but we didn't know, and we took a bathroom break in between anyway, so it worked out. Hey. He stopped at a nice little scenic overlook. because you gotta do it whenever it's in. Also, Shell wanted to make a little sign. We're starting the Hawksbill Loop Trail, which is the tallest mountain in Shenandoah National Park, featuring Cheez-Its and Shell.
Hi.
Which is Mr. Cheese herself. So, name a more iconic duo, I'll wait. After a quick but reasonably steep 3/4 of a mile, we're almost here. It's a Hawksbill. There's a little building up here. And the peaks over there. There's a bunch of people. I'm gonna walk over here, get the good viewpoint. We're officially on the Appalachian Trail now. Maybe someday I'll be back here on a much longer hike. Doubt it. You never know. Could be fun. It's kind of hard to see through the trees, but the view's actually pretty good here. It just started drizzling, which is nice because it's pretty hot. Got some cliffs. It's pretty good. Welcome to Shoe Reviews with Robert. Okay, here we have the Brooks Caldera 7. Okay. It's a max cushion trail running shoe from Brooks. Okay, very good cushion, good support, fits great. A little tight in the toe box. That's fine. Here's our issue. Okay, see this on most trail running shoes. You know, a lot of them use Vibram. They didn't do that here. Vibram makes some really sticky soles, and good grip is important because when you walk over rocks and things, you don't want to slip. So here he is walking along. Foot slips. Big ol' rock jabs me right here, and now the side of my foot, I don't know if it's going to come across on camera,
right there.
Very bruised, hurts very bad. Sitting here taking a little break now, letting that calm down. Feeling a lot better than I was at first, but I'm not sold on the Brooks Caldera 7s, unfortunately.
Sad day.
Bye-bye, Appalachian Trail. We're almost back to the little Fiat now. And we're back. Wow. The weather's looking awful frightful, but thankfully there was a park in the northern part of the park. Oh, there's the Ghostbusters. Hang on. Oh, you can't really see it. There's another national park just north of the entrance to this national park. It's just an old historical site, but we're gonna go there next. Also look at him. He's so tiny and orange. More overlooks. We got another like 30 miles before we're in the northern part of the park, but the Fiat is still looking cute as ever. And it's featuring Chell eating peanut butter M&Ms, falling asleep in the passenger seat, just her things. It's great. More overlooks with the little pitter patter of a 2-cylinder air-cooled engine struggling to idle at altitude in the background. He always sounds like he's about to stall. It's kind of funny. Good car. Hey, we're passing cars on the 2-lane back road right now. Insane.
He's trying to catch up.
Oh, we're caught up. What do I do?
Yeah. So earlier, a 4Runner pulled off to the side and let us pass them.
It somehow, it wasn't a life goal, but it became one whenever it happened. Also, the first time ever the wipers actually work when I bought a car. Woo! We bought new wipers and brought them with us, but we didn't even need them.
They work.
Doing some performance Fiating. We're actually going pretty fast because it's downhill. It handles very well. The steering is very vague, so that's a little, you know, it's something. But you feel everything. It feels good, and it's not so bad on the downhill because it's so light.
We like it. Well, Robert loves it.
The brakes are a little scary because it darts around because it's 4-wheel drum, but like, it's good stuff. I'm enjoying myself.
Good.
We've made it to the national park, but I'm not really sure. I mean, it's just like on the side of the highway. We did it. I'm gonna figure this out. We found something, and I'm gonna try to adjust the idle on the Fiat here. Oh, also, yeah, this is our air cleaner solution. I'm gonna try to adjust the idle, see if we can make him idle a little bit better, because he likes to stall sometimes whenever I push the clutch in. but not all the time. Also, it's about the Civil War battle for Shenandoah, the one that happened right before Lincoln got assassinated at the end of the war. Learning. There's knowledge. He sounds much happier now that I adjusted the idle up a little bit. In contrast to what it sounded like earlier up on the mountain. This is called the Cedar Creek and Bellow Grove National Historical Park. There's a bunch of little trails here, but Jill and I both decided that if we're gonna go for a hike, we're gonna do it in the actual national park. Very cool history though. Here's the history if you want it. There's another sign that we're gonna go look at. I don't have shoes on. It's sick. This looks like it'll be our last stop. There's a couple more that we could do, but we want to get back over to the park and try to squeeze in one more hike before day's end. And this is called the Bell Plantation. It's closed right now because it's 6 o'clock, but that's what it looks like. It's a plantation. It was pivotal in the Battle of Cedar Creek because... Pivotal might have been a strong word. It was just here in the middle of the fighting. That's all. This battle was very important because it was kind of like the make or break for the Confederacy. After this, the war was basically over for them. And then 6 months later, Abraham Lincoln died. And Chell says, yeah. In addition, Chell would like you to see the fake cows. And she says they're really funny. And I'm inclined to agree with her on that one. They are like very funny.
And, oh, look, there's fake horses.
Oh, look at that.
This is amazing. So apparently this is like a store.
Yeah, it's the museum store.
Yeah.
This is like joint run by the national parks and a different like organization for the Civil War battlefields. But it's very pretty out here. Probably moved way too fast there. I'm sorry. I'm not going to reshoot it though. Goodness gracious, in the laziest sequence of video editing you've ever seen, because there isn't any. It's all real time. Turns out that this was actually the Union headquarters. So it was important.
My end location is going to be tonight, but...
Good morning, everybody. We got a nice sunrise going on. It's really cold. We're gonna get changed and brushed teeth and ready for the day. But we are freezing. Fiat's looking great over there. So Chell had to run to the bathroom, so I have decided to take this opportunity to try to figure out our misfiring problem. I think it's something to do with the ignition system. I'm not 100% sure yet. Car still runs fine-ish, but it pops and bangs at idle, and it hesitates a little bit sometimes when going uphill. Hello, today on Robert Works on a Car, we think we found the issue. So this little nut is one of two that holds the carburetor in place. I cleaned the points on the distributor. Nothing really came from that. We did this little rigged up air filter thing, so I went to take it off while the car was running, and I tilted the carb forward and the car stalled. So that pointed me in that direction, and we found out that it only has one nut on it. Why it only has one nut, I don't know. Did it have two when we bought it? Who knows? But whenever you move the carburetor neck, it stalls the car for whatever reason. So we're going to try to one of the park maintenance ladies, or somebody who works here, was like, I'm gonna go get a maintenance guy and see if they can help you. So we're gonna ask them if they have any nuts and bolts, and that's what we're gonna do. Fun.
Yay! Thank you to this handyman Benny for getting us some bolts for the car. Oh, honey.
Oh yeah.
Where did we get them in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Benny.
It seems to be running great. We had some issues. Our new plug wires didn't work. The leads are about the wrong size. So we put the old plug wires back on. We used the old distributor. I threw a new condenser on it, put new plugs in it, and we actually bolted the carb down. We're now missing the bolt for our trunk lid, but we have these two that we can kind of try to get a rig on there. We'll see what happens. And it seems to be running pretty okay, better than it ever has. So we're gonna button everything else back up and hit back on the road and see. Hopefully we do good. Okay, so we finally made it to the trailhead. Car seems to be running better. We only went downhill though, so not a real test. Here's our final airbox modification. You're gonna love it. We took a wire and we looped it through where the clips would go, wrapped it around, put it in there. Does he still rattle? Yeah. Is it significantly better? Yes, because at least the air filter might be working. Chell's idea. So hopefully that does us well for a while. Worst case, we pull it off and just run no filter. But yeah, this is the White Oak Trailhead, so hopefully we have fun. Now that we're out on the hike, I can show you the real stuff, like these cool rocks. Look at these. How neat is that? They're just poking up out of the ground like that. I forgot to record any videos on the way back up, but we made it to the orange thing. It was a good hike. Solid number out of 10 for sure. Our next hike is the Miller's Head Trail. Should be fun. We made it to the Miller's Head overlook. It's a long 3/4 of a mile. And we're almost back to the car. Wow. What'd you think, Chell?
It was a good hike.
That's good. Next up is Stony Man via the Appalachian Trail. It's another short one.
Is that a poisonous?
No, I doubt it.
Like a garter snake or something?
Yeah, you're on the Appalachian Trail.
That's a little Stony Man, and we're coming up on the overlook. We decided to take the little longer route around this, so yeah, fun stuff. We made it back. It was like the best hike we've done in this park, actually. And it was totally on an accident because we decided to do the longer loop. Starting another hike. This one's called the Bear Fence Mountain Trail. It's only like a mile, but apparently it's a difficult rock scramble. So that'll be fun. We're getting to the rock scrambling part. Gotta pass that slowpoke gel though. Dang. It's a little scrambly. I mean, by VA standards, but not by UT standards, because I'm abbreviating states. We were razzing the mountain a little bit. Oh, it's scrambly, but it's pretty good for how short of a hike it is. Like right into the meat of it. I like it. It's pretty cool. This is surely one of the best views we've found in this park so far. Just surrounded by the mountains. And a fun hike that wasn't too difficult to get there. Like, sign me up. If you go to Shenandoah, do Bear Fence Mountain. It is well worth your 20 minutes. Making some dinner at the campground.
Hey, go Robert. I'm cold. So he built me a fire. Yes, thank you. To be, just to let you know, you can actually build fires here, but we don't want that type of responsibility.
Starting our first hike for the day. We went and camped last night and did all that. It's called High Top Mountain. It should be fun. I don't actually see where the trailhead is. Oh, it's down over there. Cool. We'll let you guys know how it is.
There's been, side note, there's been lots of squirrels just in the road licking it.
Like hundreds.
We don't know why, so if you know, please drop a comment.
All of the animals love to lick this road. Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Look at him. Well, this is the end of the trail. I mean, it's not really the end of the trail because we're on the Appalachian Trail, so the end is in Georgia. But this is the end of the one that I downloaded. It's not the best view because of all the trees, but we're almost on the top of Mount High Top. It also doesn't climb to the top of the mountain, but it was a good hike. There he is, all by himself.
Herself.
Sorry.
It's Clementine, the girl.
Starting our next trail, for some reason, this park has turned into actual mosquito hell over the past 3 days. It's been relatively unpleasant. However, at least this area is nice and green and mountainous looking. Now this right here is Jones Runs Falls. 42 feet tall right there, I tell you what. It's pretty cool. Totally worth the hike. And look, there's Stella trying to figure out how to walk across these slippery rocks without hurting herself. Welcome to the Black Rock Summit Trail. It is a blistering 1 mile. Can you handle it, Jill? Her ankles hurt. My feet hurt. We haven't even hiked that much. We're out of shape. Anyway, this will be fun. Hi, Jill. So, we were gonna do one more hike in this park before we left, but somebody fell down while she was snowboarding a couple weeks ago and has a hurt ankle. So we decided to skip the last trail because they were all kind of they were good, but they were kind of boring. So we're gonna go get some tacos or something now.
To be fair, here's my one ankle, here's my other ankle. It's quite swollen.
So maybe you'll see some scenic overlooks, or maybe you'll see tacos next. Stick around to find out. Jill, what's the name of this restaurant? Because I can't remember.
Burger
Bach. New Zealand hamburgers. They look good.
Let me just tell you about the looks. One of the looks we just got. The food was fantastic, super yummy. The waiter was really nice too. Now we're headed to Richmond.
Yep.
We're gonna stay in our hotel. We're gonna go to sleep.
Pretty fancy for us. Hotel. Camping. It's crazy.
I'm excited to shower.
There's a 5-minute slowdown on US
Anyways.
250 East.
Just stopping for some gas on our way to Richmond. That burger was absolutely amazing. And yeah, we're pretty much done for the day, but yeah, there's Jill. She got beverages. So right when we were gonna get to our hotel, we stopped at a stoplight and the transmission or something started making this loud grinding and popping sound. We're not sure what it is. I've been thinking about this all night because I'm recording this video the next day because it was windy outside. But my only suspicion, based on everything that I've tried, is that the car could be low on transmission fluid, it could have a bad clutch, or it could just have a bad transmission. I hope it's not either one of the second two, but even if it is and it makes it to Florida, then we can just fix that problem there. So right now we're going to go to the auto parts store, and we are going to try to get some transmission fluid and put it in and see if it fixes it.
That's our adventure song. Hello. Little update. So we were having the hardest time getting a plug off to get the transmission fluid. I could be wrong, but Robert had to go in and get a new set of tools to get it off. And then once he got it off, it was all mangled, but it wasn't. It was so hard to get off. We took off the parking brake and put the car into gear, or into neutral, and put it up on this tire. And then I hurried and put it back into gear and put the parking brake on while I stood here like this, and Robert was underneath the car getting it off, and I was holding for dear life this way, like pushing towards this way, because Robert had to pull the tool that way. So it was sketchy for a bit, but we're making a little bit of headway, and we've only been here for 40 minutes or so. Yay.
So the good news is, on the short drive back to our hotel, it appears that we've solved the problem, but also look how comical this is next to two cars. Also, I can't believe that we've solved the problem. And a sad news, somebody somewhere pushed on this little slat and it cracked the paint, which is very upsetting. We're actually passing people on the interstate 65 miles per hour. I know that's 62 when you convert it, but that's not what it actually is. It's ridiculous. First stop for the day, the Maggie Walker Historic Site in Richmond, Virginia. We're about an hour and 15 minutes late, but it's okay.
All right, honey, what did we learn?
So, Maggie Walker was a half African-American person that was born during the Civil War. And then the Civil War ended. She went to school. Slowly, the rights of African-American people were taken away, particularly in Virginia, as time went on. And she started the first African-American owned bank, as well as she was part of a large movement that basically did life insurance. And she did all these crazy things that were all very important.
She went around public speaking about our
and teaching
rights.
people things and helping change laws and do all this stuff to help benefit people's lives.
There was a fun law that you couldn't be she was a teacher, and there was a fun law here that if you were married, you couldn't also teach. So she came up with the workaround of doing like the...
She was working for the life insurance thing, which was like a secret club called St. Luke's, and she had children join it so she could teach them. Really what you should do if you're watching this is, instead of listening to us talk about it, you should actually Google Maggie Walker and learn about her, because it's very interesting.
I think more people should know about her.
I'm not sure how, but this one snuck up on me. The Richmond Battlefield Park. I did not know that there was a Richmond Battlefield Park. So we made a little detour, and when I say little, I mean it was 1 mile out of the way, and we were at the Chimborazo Battlefield. That's the visitor center. We're going to go in there in a minute and learn all about it. But yeah, extra national park, 0 effort. Somehow it escaped me on my planning. It wasn't on my little map. More to come. The last stop was the medical capital of the Confederacy during the Civil War. My sunglasses are all tilty, that's funny. Our current stop now is the Edgar Allan Poe Museum. We're going to learn about Poe. We're going to get Poe'd up. This just happens to be the oldest house in Richmond. Fun fact. There you go. How fun is that? Chill's yawning about it.
What experience are we having right now?
An authentic Italian road trip experience on the cobblestone roads.
Cobblestone roads!
It's unpleasant at best. After a 30-minute or so drive on the highway to get here, we're at the Petersburg Battlefield. We're actually going to head back up to Richmond after this stop to go see some more stuff, but we figured this made the most sense based on the times that everything closed. Jill got a good nap in.
Yeah, I did.
This seems to be an important place where an important battle happened, because they couldn't take Richmond without taking Petersburg first. We think we're gonna cut our trip here just a little bit short to go check out the Civil War Museum because it takes about 2 hours and we'll only have an hour and a half if we leave now. For our last stop today, we're at the Civil War Museum back in Richmond. And then we're probably gonna have a little bit of a longer drive tonight, and that's gonna be it. It's a cool looking museum.
Mm-hmm.
She got out of bed, strips that gal to her waist, and whips her with a cowhide.
Okay, so we just got done with the Civil War Museum.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Yes, it was really cool. Very well done. Now we are in downtown Richmond, and we're headed to go get some yummy looking southern food, right?
Yep, we're just gonna find a place to park, and that's the tricky part right now. But
Yeah, very tricky.
parking garage to go get some dinner. Parking here is actually expensive for a city that has street parking literally everywhere, but with all the stuff in our car, I choose parking garage.
Just moved his car closer.
That is funny. Some guy just walked up, got in his car, and moved it to a closer spot to the entrance. He didn't like us, I guess.
So we have broken down on the side of the road right after Robert put gas in the car. And when does this always happen?
It acts funny every time we put gas in it.
Every time.
It just totally died on us. I'm trying to throw the new plug wires in because that's the only thing I can think to do right now. And I just finished doing that, so let's see if it starts, shall we?
Woo. We got the car working again.
I'll explain why later. We also don't have taillights still, so
This is our fix.
I figure it's better than nothing, but it basically is nothing.
Yeah. Hopefully you can hear this. I don't know where the mic is.
So Chell's gone to go check into our hotel. We made it to a hotel. The problem is the ignition condenser photo. The wire that comes off of the ignition condenser, the brand new one that we put on while we were in Shenandoah National Park, just decided to break off. And we're out there. I changed the spark plug wires. I pulled the plugs. I ran through everything and I gave up and I said, all right, let's just call a tow truck. I don't know what to do. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, it's stupid because we just replaced this part, but why don't I change the ignition condenser back to the old one and we'll see if it works. So I'm unbolting the ignition condenser. And what do you know? The wire just comes off into my hand. And son of a gun, I put the old condenser back on. And it doesn't run quite as good as it did earlier today because I think the old condenser is going bad. But it ran. We drove it another 25 miles. The idle was crazy screwed up because I kept messing with that, trying to get it to idle. So I just fixed that right now in the hotel parking lot. And yeah, I accidentally picked like the fanciest hotel in the world. It's not even that expensive. It's super cool. It has like a gate with a security guard and stuff to get into this complex. This is really long-winded. The car is running okay now, so hopefully this means we just continue onward. And first thing tomorrow, we're going to try to find an ignition condenser that's at least somewhat similar, so we've got a spare because we know that this is a problem. So, fun stuff. So we want you to see it live. We're walking into this hotel, okay? It looks like a townhouse on the outside, okay? The little eye, you can't really see them. Fiat's parked outside. You walk in, the first thing you see is these stairs. And we're giving you our live impressions. We haven't done anything yet. But this is the oddest hotel.
It's a resort.
We've got a whole kitchen. Okay, this place was, how much was this place? It was $105 plus a $28 resort fee, which is a little pricey. It was cheaper when it was only $105. We have a washer and dryer with free detergent. There's a refrigerator. There's another floor. This is the most we just found this while we were sitting on the side of the road at a gas station. We were originally planning on camping, but then we had the car issues and said, what if he doesn't want to start? We've got a lounge, I know that's a sofa bed. I remember reading that. Is this not the most ridiculous hotel that you've stayed in for the amount of money we're spending?
I love it.
It's so great. Wow. Oh my goodness. Just when, oh, it's locked. It was like, just when you thought it was over. Well, we're going to run back out to the car and get all our dirty clothes and wash those now. Okay, addition to the video, right? You walk in here, you get your bathroom, whatever, who cares? Okay, you go in the bedroom. It looks like a normal bedroom in like a house, okay? But, and get this, there's another bathroom. What the heck?
All right, so this is where we have been Those were the drum brakes. But this is where we have been staying. The cute little like townhome looking things. There's a zoomed picture of the Robert.
Hell yeah. This is very much needed today. Oh no. Oh no. The Colonial Historical Park featuring a seatbelt stuck in the door. It's perfect. We just got to the Jamestown site. It's part of the Colonial National Historic Park or whatever. And yeah, it should be fun. Chell's just doing stuff back there. Look at her go. All of the exhibits are laid out in no particular order, so it's kind of hard to read things. But they have this movie theater in this national parks. I've never seen one quite like this before.
Pan around. Like it's so cool. It kind of
360.
reminds me of a planetarium type thing. Yeah.
Are 10 feet square. Normally in archaeology, you would expect us to use the metric system.
So our next stop in the historic Jamestown tour of the day is the glass blowing place. They tried to use glass blowing to diversify and to get away from tobacco as their only source of income, and it didn't work for them. Also, backstory on Jamestown, in case you didn't know. You should know, but in case you don't know, it's the first settlement in America from the English. It's basically the start of the United States. Technically, this was Spanish land, but the English were like, no, we won't go anyway. Mexico had been established for like 100 years because of the Spanish and all that by this point. But they came here, they had a really bad winter the second year in, almost everybody died, there was only 60 left, and they slowly rebuilt, pissed everybody off in the process, got a bunch of slaves, and it made the Native Americans here angry. And then it turned into America from there. Now you know, 1607 was whenever they landed here and settled it. And then it turned into plantation lands eventually, and then it was now. This is the remains of the early glass making furnaces. Here is a replica of the glass house where they're actually doing the glass making. How cool. We have arrived at our next stop, Fort Monroe National Monument. Boy howdy, you're about to see some pictures and videos of that. This is the largest masonry fort ever built in the United States. It was built in 1834. After the War of 1812, it was decided that we needed more fortifications along the eastern seaboard. So they went ahead and did that. It cost $2 million in back then money to build, and it's 63 acres. There is a series of fun facts. It was strategically important during the Civil War, and it was held by the North, even though we're in Virginia. Very interesting stuff. Also, crabbing and fishing is prohibited per this sign. Now you know. We're in the fort now, Chell. What do you think?
It's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cold day today. It's like 60 degrees. Yesterday was like 85. Jill and I walking through the fort, just looking at stuff. I'm not really 100% sure what you're meant to do in this place, but we're having a good time. Jill and I have decided to make the most of this national park experience. We are going to retrieve the Fiat, and we are going to take a bunch of pictures of it and see how that goes. Enjoy these pictures. I think the pictures are going along great. Look at this little guy in this big place. We found our way from the fort to the beach. Chell's a happy Chell.
Yay!
We finally got our moment to compare rear-engined city cars. So we're like just a tiny bit longer, but so much narrower. And a lot shorter. Also, there's the lighthouse. We forgot about that part. Dinner, we're just stopping at the gas station, heading to our next stop. We just hit, or almost just hit, the North Carolina border. We're still in Virginia, but yeah, going pretty good so far. Car uses like no gas. Morning from the Cape Hatteras National Seashore. We got destroyed by mosquitoes this morning, putting down our tent. We're gonna go look for a nice beach to go hang out on and drive all the way down south to go see the lighthouse. It's gonna be a good time. We woke up early enough for the sunrise, but as you can tell, we wouldn't be able to see the sunrise anyway, so adventure! This is Pea Island. We're gonna go as far south as we can to the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse, and then we're gonna work our way back up and stop at all the overlooks and stuff, and maybe the weather will clear up a little bit. The sandwiches from the gas station. We got Shell eating some French toast sticks. This is gonna be a good time. The wipers were terrible, so we did a little roadside stop to swap our wiper blades. Shell's figuring out the trunk. She's having a hard time. Don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of this. And I know I'm not saying it correctly because I heard somebody else say it, but I don't remember what they said. We're in the Cape Hatteras, or Hatteratas, or something, I don't know, seashore. It's a national seashore. It's long. It's kind of out, just like in the ocean. It's the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Fun stuff. Yeah, we're gonna go over to the beach. We're gonna go see a lighthouse. And it's overall going to be a good time. And then we're going to go learn about the Wright brothers and an old fort. We're going to go visit Roanoke. All the cool stuff today. It's very foggy today. Cool effect, but not the summertime beach vibes that you would want for your beach trip. It's a foggy one today. I don't think we're going to be able to go up in the lighthouse today. How come they didn't know I was coming today? They shouldn't be doing this today. What the heck? They should take it all down just for me.
All down.
All down. Statistic. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad today. This is actually the tallest lighthouse in the United States. It's the second tallest brick lighthouse in the world. In 1899, they moved the lighthouse a half mile via rail, as well as the other buildings. Favorite pastime. She has caught a crab. Chell, what would you like to say about your crab?
He's cute. Look at him. Don't fall, little buddy. Ah!
He fell. Little buddy fell, but he's National okay. Shell Bank of North Carolina's collecting lots of deposits today. It got all cloudy again, but it's still a nice day. It started off so cold, now it's so warm. Back to the Fiat, but the lighthouse is doing the thing that it's known for, being a lighthouse. Wait for it. The light's gonna come around. There it is. How fun. How fun, Chell. We forgot to go back to the visitor center, which was at the lighthouse. We were there before it opened, but we're not gonna go back at this point. So we're off to our next stop, which is the Wright brothers Kitty Hawk thing in Kill Devil Hills.
So we're in a rainstorm.
Yeah.
Robert
The roof is leaking a little bit here.
Yeah, a little bit.
But that's okay. I don't think we're really planning on driving this in the rain much once we get back to Utah.
No, oh, there we go. Now it's jumping on me. It's still a cute little car.
Yeah, and we enjoyed our day at the beach. We actually planned on, we were walking back to the car and then it started raining. So
yeah, like we got in the car and then it started raining and thundering.
More beach. The rain cleared up. Look at those little legs. Look at them go. that's an old shipwreck. And also apparently there's a whale somewhere washed up along the shore. Interesting stuff. It's Chell. There was another lighthouse, so we're going there. Looks like it could be fun. This one isn't covered in scaffolding, but it's also not nearly as tall. It is still extremely tall though. Chell, lighthouse review.
Cool. Oh, I can see now.
Now what do you think of it, now that you can see?
Oh, that's great. My glasses were all foggy.
Oh, nice. A little lighthouse lens. We got the very last one. We're gonna try to go up in the lighthouse later, but we couldn't get a ticket for right now. The closest one was 3 hours away, so we're gonna go do some other stuff and then try to come back. And fuel efficient vehicles only. Well, we're not low emitting, but we're definitely fuel efficient, so it's close enough. There's all the flights. 1, 2, 3, and 4. One more stop in the park. A little sculpture. I think it's hilarious. Sometimes you just gotta get five guys, right, Joe? We are at Roanoke, the Lost Colony. I don't remember if I said that or not. So, welcome. This place, if you don't know, was they came here in 1587. I hope that date's right. And due to a previous expedition out here, they had a very hard time with all the native people around here, and they were running out of food and stuff during the winters, and they were just generally having a hard time. So they sent Mr. John White, who was the mayor or governor of this area that they created, back to England to get supplies and come back with another ship and do all the things, right? And he got back to England and they said, sorry, can't help you, can't even send you back because we're during a war right now with Spain and we gotta save our ships for all that because, I mean, it would be silly to waste these on you. So it took him 3 years to get back, and guess what? When he got back, literally everyone and everything was gone. All the buildings were knocked down. The only thing that was left was a little wall that they had built around the little tiny town. And then that was pretty much the end of it. They never really figured out what happened to him. And then like 20 or so years later, Jamestown was invented up north. And that was really the first colony in the United States. You have learned as much as I have so far. So now we're going to walk around, look at all the sports and stuff. It's gonna be now we're off to Fayetteville, North Carolina to go say hi to Patrick. You'll see him soon. Please enjoy these clips of our drive to Fayetteville, North Carolina. We've got like 3.5 hours. I think it's the most mileage we've ever covered at once in this car, so wish us luck. We just stopped for gas. It's all like swampy and nice out here. I'm driving in 2 lanes at once. Look at all this.
Brother, ooh.
We're like 100 miles away from our stop for tonight, and the car is dead again. It's acting like it's the ignition condenser again, so I don't know if maybe we got it too hot driving it on the highway for as long as we did, but yeah, we will see if we can get this fixed easily.
Last time this happened, we were driving a lot off and on, and it was particularly hot outside.
Yeah.
So
who knows? We'll find out. Back up and running. Carb bolt fell off, and the dipstick was grounding out the condenser, so that was our issue. We're gonna run to Advanced Auto Parts and get some Loctite though. Loctite that carb bolt back down. The car is still running like garbage, so we're gonna try putting in the new condenser and hopefully that'll fix it. The Fiat, we had it towed. We could only get halfway to where we were going tonight. So we're waiting for another tow truck to take us the rest of the way. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna try every single ignition condenser that we could possibly get from an AutoZone. And then we are going to, if that doesn't work, we're just gonna take a ton of tow trucks down to Florida, I think, because we can just do this unlimited times. So on the big chair. Wow. Little video update here. Okay, we've been in this hotel parking lot for about 6 hours. I have redone the points. I have gapped them. I changed the plugs. I changed the spark plug wires. I carb cleaned around the carburetor to make sure we had no vacuum leaks. I did pretty much everything ignition system related that you could possibly think of. I was about to give up, and I tapped the carb a bunch of times with a wrench to see if maybe something was stuck in there, and it just started working. So I don't know if that was it. I don't know if it needed some heat after I did the plugs. But the car is running, it's not misfiring, it's working great. It took 6 hours. We're super far behind. We got to drive to Tampa now, so hopefully that goes well. But yeah, that's your update. So good luck, everybody. This is the man and the dog that helped save the day. So we might see him again later because we're gonna try to go to Conagry together. And we're packing up the car and then we're on the road to Florida. We had an issue. The dipstick was touching the condenser like that. So I'm gonna loop some electrical tape around it just in case it decides to go back again. But and we got some spare parts.
We are in South Carolina. Look at the views they have.
It's south on a border.
There you go.
Buc-ee's. We brought the smallest car to the biggest gas station, but most importantly, look at this. They got ethanol free. The carburetor loves it. To quote the man leaving the Buc-ee's at the entrance talking to his wife, "Come on, Cheryl, this isn't Disney World. You can't hold everybody up like that."
I thought he said treat it like Disney World.
Whatever. Either way, it was hilarious. Our Buc-ee's experience was great. Y'all got fidget toys and we got brisket and all the things. We actually spent literally 3 times more money in Buc-ee's than we did on gas. We bought $9 worth of gas to fill the car up.
I lost mine that we got from Buc-ee's last time, so point 2, here we go.
Hell yeah. We made it exactly 1 mile down the road from the Buc-ee's and the car started misfiring super bad, so we got off the next exit and now we are waiting for a tow truck. We are going to try to fix this car while we wait for the tow truck to get here, but at least we'll get 100 miles further down the road and I'll call another tow truck if they still don't have the car fixed, and we'll just keep going like that until we get there. Another tow truck. So sad. Now like 3 miles away from the Georgia border at the Quick Trip, so trying to find another tow truck to continue onward, but we're gonna tinker with it and hopefully get this little guy up and running. Next tow truck. We came up with some theories on what's wrong. We found the carburetor had a vacuum leak, so we started to fix that, and then the tow truck driver showed up, so we will continue that in like an hour. It's currently 5:30 in the morning and we're like 2 hours away from our final stop. We're very tired. After the last tow truck ride, I was very frustrated. We couldn't get another tow truck to show up, and I just was like, I'm just gonna drive the stupid car. And we got on the highway and we made it like not very far. It started misfiring super bad, like to a point where it was like I couldn't go over 30 miles per hour. I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever done. And I'm just like, we're gonna get off the next exit. I don't know why we did this. And then all of a sudden it just cleared up and we've driven it like hundreds of miles now, all from Georgia all the way halfway down Florida. We're like nearly to Tampa right now, and we're just stopping because we're dead tired. We're gonna get an energy drink and some food, and we're gonna keep it going for the next 2 hours. But we have not turned the car off once because we're afraid that it'll start misfiring again when we start it back up. So we're just keeping it running through fuel stops and everything. Update you when we get. We have arrived, but not without further issue. Somehow, some way, we both lost an exhaust manifold bolt, and that one's just about to come out, and the dipstick cracked in half. So a couple more parts on the to-do list, but that's okay because we're somewhere where we can actually have stuff shipped and get some stuff fixed.